This is another video where I ask my friends silly questions and have a little laugh because their answers make sense with their MBTI. So, today we are talking about love, and I thought it would be fun to approach this as an F versus T episode. The MBTI types featured will be ENFP, INFP, INFJ, ENFJ, and ESFP on the F side, and ENTP, INTP, ENTJ, INTJ, and ESTJ on the T type. I'm also gonna divide these groups further according to their opinion as we go along, and I won't be reading all of their answers like in previous videos, but I will highlight some of my favorite tidbits. Now, the first question is love at first sight real or is it buildable? So first, on one side we have the skeptics. Love at first sight is a myth created by romantic movies. Okay, coming out strong on the defense over here. ESFP did tell me she had a hard time answering this question, so whether this is her hardcore stance or the first thing that came to mind, we shall never know. Then we have the technical thinkers. These are the ones that separated each concept in order to voice their opinions better. My highlights here are INFP saying love is built and destroyed over time, like okay poetry, and INFJ saying you have to learn how to trust in order to love someone. Okay, introverted intuition, I see you. On to the T types. There are two INTPs here, so we'll be referring to them as INTP1 and INTP2. And let me tell you, there was never a more clear division between P's and J's. The TPs entertain every ideas that weren't even in the question. This I'm gonna call the roller coaster thinkers. For example, ENTP saying, I think what we call love is the feeling when, after some time, you accept the other person for their good and their bad, even though they can still improve, and you see them in your future or you include them in your plans, maybe even without realizing. Anyway, you never truly know someone, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. She lost the plot somewhere, but I appreciate the effort. And the TJs, I'm gonna call this straight to the point, ladies. There was a question and it was answered.
Period.
Second question is, what traits make you fall in love? This is a hard one to group together, but I think on one side we have the companion types who appreciate when someone keeps them company. For example, INFJ, who said a companion, knowing that the other person is going to be there for you and you're going to be there for them, being a team.
Cute.
And then we have the trait types. You give me your fun facts and pretty smile, I give you a love. The T types were even harder to categorize. I'm gonna go with the intelligence team, with INTJ saying, I don't often think people are smarter than me, so when they surprise me, I find that very sexy.
Select.
Then the everything else team with ENTP saying, APs, gay people, people with a masculine side, trashy, mentally ill, and someone who has tattoos.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Not really. I think I did a really good job.
And lastly, the a bit vague team with INTP saying, there's not something in particular that attracts me, it just happens. Third question, what is more important, love or being loved? This time we're only gonna leave ESFP out. We have the balanced ones. I think they are equally necessary and important, said ENFP. And the unconditional one, which is ESFP saying, I prefer to love because I don't expect anything in return.
Wow, that was so powerful.
T-types also have a clear distinction. No special team names here. Everyone had a clear stance, except for maybe ENTP, but not she really. She said, I think it depends on how selfish you are. If you are more selfish, you probably prefer to be loved. If you are more selfless, then you probably prefer to love. I like to think I felt sort of in the middle, like it only seems fair to love and expect love in return in a romantic relationship. But if I think about it, being loved is better.
Is there anything else you want to add?
In being loved had two mentions of childhood trauma. Love that for us.
Of course, these kids are going to need a lifetime of therapy.
Team love types had very different approaches to their reasoning. INTP2 thought it wouldn't make sense to expect to be loved because you don't have control over other people's emotions. I am also seeing trauma here. And ISTJ just thought she should be true to her feelings. Finally, someone who actually goes to therapy.
Therapy works, y'all. I'm telling you, seek it.
Fourth question, what would you consider a red flag? Now, maybe it was a language barrier thing, But a red flag is a sign of warning, right? Like it may be something small that you interpret as a sign, or of something much worse hidden. Well, some of these answers, I don't know if they can count as red flags. They're like, well, if you kill someone, like, babe, I know the bar is low, but that's a crime. So this time I'm gonna do a scale from I see it to girl, get out. I see it is like ENFJ saying when their attitude or actions don't align with my personal values. Like, oh yeah, for sure. Jealousy is sort of in the middle. I feel like we can work this out. But then betraying your trust, self-harm, manipulation. Oh,
Okay, this is really horrifying.
This is sick. This is sick.
T-types have a personal vendetta against stupid people, and they will bring it up every chance they have. And I love the clarification, but not stupid cute, like a himbo or golden retriever type. Stupid people who know they're stupid and don't do anything about it.
Korean?
You Korean?
Yes.
Is that the same as being Japanese or not at all? Like it's not even close?
In this scale, we should start with things we can improve on, like being messy or impunctual, especially an ENTJ. Like, I know she can change him, but she's probably the person that least wants to do it. And on the other side of the spectrum would be playing the victim all the time, gaslighting, guilt tripping from ISTJ. And in the middle is whatever INTJ means. Last question. Would you ever get married? What do you think about marriage? Now this is easy. First we have, yeah, sure, team. Absolutely obsessed with INFJ talking about real life commitments and the real way to show love. And then there's ESFP saying she would only get married to have a party. They're staying on brand at all times. On the other side, we have the no thanks team. Though they also have very different approaches. ENFJ thinks it's a meaningless process, and she's right. But INFP wouldn't get married because she's really shy. And she's also right. Weirdly, this is the one question that T-types had a lot to talk about. First, we have the interglacial period. Most of them like the idea of getting married but doubt they will ever get married. I do like the idea of commitment, but it doesn't take away from the fact that I'm never going to get married, said INTP 1. Tomorrow's a mystery, like that Justin Timberlake song, said ISTJ. Like ENTP said here, I wouldn't mind getting married if I really want to build a life with someone who does care about those things. Although generally people who give a lot of meaning to marriage don't pass my vibe check. On the other side, we have the Ice Age. These girlies are so cold, they're fixing global warming just by breathing. To wrap it all up, I have some results, some answers for you. Only 2 people believe in love at first sight, and one is an F and one is a T, INFJ and INTP 2. The most attractive trait was spending time together for 40% of F-types, and we have a tie between intelligent and funny, both appearing twice, meaning they are the preferred trait of 33.3% of T-types. Another fun fact is that the only F who mentioned intelligence as an attractive trait is ENFP, and the only T-type that mentioned spending time together was ISTJ. Then, between love or being loved, 80% of F-types said they would rather balance love and being loved, and 66.6% of T-types preferred to be loved. For red flags, the most common among F-types was playing the victim, mentioned by 40%, and either lack of trust or betrayal of trust for T-types, mentioned by 33.3%. And the only types that mentioned the other team's main red flag was INFJ, who mentioned betraying your trust, and ISTJ, who mentioned playing the victim. And lastly, on the topic of marriage, 60% of F-types would be open to the idea of marriage, while 66.6% of T-types either don't believe in marriage or wouldn't get married. I'm done. Bye.